In the village where red dust clung to ankles and a woman's worth was measured by the laughter of children, Naila and Sifa grew up like sisters, sharing calabashes of water, baskets of fruit, and whispered secrets beneath the fig tree at the riverbank. Naila was gentle and careful, her eyes wide with wonder, and Sifa was sharp and ambitious, with a fire in her gaze that made people both admire and fear her. Their mothers watched from afar, Naila soft-spoken and patient, hoping blessings would reward her daughter's goodness, and Mama Sifa, a renowned midwife, proud yet wary of her clever daughter, knowing her ambition could bend rules others respected. One afternoon, as Naila carried water from the river, careful not to spill a drop, she tripped over a hidden root, and the calabash wobbled violently before Keto, a young man from a neighboring village, stepped forward and steadied her, smiling softly. "Careful there, you flood the whole path if you keep that up," he said. Naila's face flushed with embarrassment, but something warm stirred as their eyes met, and in the following days, their encounters became frequent, laughter spilling into shared silences, hands brushing, eyes lingering longer than necessary, while Sifa watched from a distance, smiling yet narrowing her gaze, whispering subtle hints to redirect him that he politely ignored, unaware that a quiet storm was forming in her heart. When the wedding day arrived, the sun gilded the red dust paths, and drums echoed through narrow lanes as children ran between the feet of villagers clad in vibrant fabrics. Naila stepped from the small house her parents lent her, carrying ceremonial cloth and flowers, and Keto, standing beside his elders, smiled at her with warmth, while the village elder spoke blessings over them, invoking the gods to guide their union, to bring harmony, fertility, and joy. Sifa stood at the edge of the crowd, clapping and laughing, a perfect friend in everyone's eyes, though behind her careful smile lay the first whisper of envy as she murmured to herself, "Soon, this will all be mine," and as Naila and Keto exchanged vows, hands trembling, hearts full, and promises whispered, the villagers cheered, ululations filled the air, and even as joy swelled in Naila's chest, a shiver of foreboding brushed her heart, unknowing that love and trust would soon be twisted by subtle betrayal and bitter choices. In the weeks following the wedding, as villagers reminded Naila that a woman's home was secured by pregnancy, Sifa leaned close one evening and whispered, "You should try to conceive quickly, or your place will always be at risk," warning softly, "A home without children is always vulnerable." Though Naila hesitated, fear of losing her place made her beg Sifa to help, trusting her completely, and Sifa suggested a fertility potion prepared by her mother, urging Naila to request it herself so it would feel like a blessing rather than interference. When the small clay god arrived, its bitter smell stung, and Naila gagged as she lifted it to her lips. Keto, watching her struggle, insisted, "If it's bitter, we will drink it together," holding her trembling hands as they swallowed the sharp liquid each morning for a full month. Naila's tears streaked her face while Sifa visited often, comforting her, praying with her, correcting villagers' jokes, and building a trust so complete that Naila never doubted her. After the potion ritual, daily routines settled, with Sifa venturing into the forest to gather herbs for her mother while Keto hunted nearby. Their meetings grew longer, conversations deeper, silences charged, until desire crept quietly between them. Though Keto loved Naila, guilt gnawed at him as he remembered watching her swallow the bitter herbs for him and trusting him completely. One day, he pulled away, saying, "We cannot continue, this path will ruin everything," his voice tight with shame, admitting he felt torn between duty and temptation. That night, Sifa ran to her mother, recounting everything, including how Keto had lovingly taken the fertility potion with Naila. Mama Sifa froze, whispering urgently, "You do not understand. The potion harms men permanently but only delays fertility in women." Panic rippled through Sifa as mother and daughter devised a plan for her to conceive with their servant, passing the child off as Keto's, a scheme that succeeded. When news of Sifa's pregnancy reached Keto, relief washed over him as he celebrated proof that she had conceived, unaware of the deeper betrayal to come. Word soon reached Naila that Keto would marry another, and when she learned the bride was Sifa, her world shattered. She ran to Sifa's compound in tears, begging, "Please, sister, do not do this. Think of what we shared, only to be met with cruel laughter, mocking words, and derision. Barren girl, did you think you were better than me? Look what your trust has earned you," and sent away humiliated. That evening, Keto returned, rage etched in every line of his face, accusing Naila of attacking Sifa and nearly causing a miscarriage, which had only survived because Sifa's mother intervened, and he struck her, leaving bruises and shock. His family dragged her before elders, demanded the return of the bride price, and cast her out as useless. Initially, villagers and her parents sided with her, offering counsel and comfort, but as Sifa's pregnancy began to show, whispers turned, mockery followed, and Naila, crushed beneath shame and despair, attempted to end her life, only to be saved by her mother, who sent her to relatives in another village, offering a faint hope of safety. There, she was welcomed, though quiet mockery persisted for her barrenness, until she withdrew from hope entirely, refusing suitors, lowering her gaze, living only to survive, until Jabari noticed her, approaching patiently, helping with chores, walking her home, speaking gently without demand, and slowly, through repeated acts of kindness, she learned to trust again. When they married, his mother gave her herbs meant not to force conception but to heal her body and spirit, and within 1 month, she discovered she was pregnant, Joe returning openly. Back in Keto's village, Sifa, pressured by in-laws to produce more children, argued secretly with her mother about conceiving again with the servant, cursing Naila for drinking the potion with Keto and permanently damaging his fertility. Keto overheard by chance, realization crashing down that none of the children he loved were his. In rage and shame, he publicly beat Sifa and her mother, exposing the deception before the village, after which they were banished in disgrace, while Naila flourished in peace, her story remembered for generations as a warning that betrayal often wears the face of friendship, that silence can destroy innocent lives, and that truth, no matter how carefully buried, always finds its way into the light.